So, in the wake of scarcity of food in the country, and in the wake of custom sharing food items, confiscated food items to the public, saying it is too much, Tinubu has now ordered the customs themselves to return seized food items to owners. How? Um, or I don't know. Is it the trucks they said they found in the north heading outside the country, with food items that the custom intercepted, that they are asking them to return them to the owners? Because the country did not help these people to buy their food, because this is about commodity sales. They buy these items, preserve them in their silos over time, and sell when it is better for them to sell. You can't go and confiscate their food, and they can choose to sell where they want to sell it. If you really love your country, boost production, stop the insecurity, and let farmers go back to the farm, and we'll have enough food. That is the truth. So Tinubu orders customs to return seized food items to the owners. Can you imagine? The Controller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, has said that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had directed the Nigerian Customs Service to return all seized grains. Can you imagine? So to return all seized grains to the owners for onward retailing in the Nigerian markets. So the Comptroller General of Customs disclosed this during a stakeholder meeting at Kwangwalam, a border town in the Maidua local government area of Katsina State, on Saturday. So he said the directive was given by the president in his magnanimous gesture of ensuring that people of the country have enough food to buy at cheaper prices from the market. He said, however, the return of the confiscated food items to the owners was based only on the condition that it will be sold in the Nigerian market. Can you imagine? This one now is in Katsina State. So they don't sell it, what will happen? The whole idea is to promote food security and ensure that Nigerians will not be living with hunger. And Mr. President considered this as one of the strategies that can help address the problem of food security. You go and stop kidnapping and killing. Remove all the headsmen in the farm and in the bushes, and the people go back to their farm, and there will be enough food. Just name it. We have over 120 trucks of food items for export seized, which means a lot of food items were taken out of our market, leading to the unavailability that created such pressure on the prices of these food items. So we hope that by the time we restock our market, it will have some positive effect on the prices, he said. What is grain? Is grain everybody eating? In the south, we eat yam, Gary. We eat beans. We eat potato and some other things. So we're talking about grain. Who eats grain? It's only in the north we talk about grain. Nobody cares about grain in the south. What we eat in the south is pounded yam and rice and Gary. Okay? The rice, we are not seeing it. We are talking about grain. Who cares about sorghum, corn, and all those things? Okay. So the Controller General of Customs visited former President Muhammadu Buhari in his country home of Daura, as well as the Emir of Daura, Dr. Umar Farouk Umar, in his palace, where he was conferred with the traditional title of Mabudi Hausa by the Emir. Can you imagine? Traditional title. For doing what? Just visiting. All right. So Controller General now is not telling us that the food item they seized was seized because over 120 trucks were seized because they were taking food out of Nigerian market to the neighboring country for sales. Meanwhile, there's no food in the Nigerian market. The question is grain the only thing that we are eating? This is just concentrating in the north. We are not seeing the value of all of this in the south. That is the truth. And again, you are intercepting their food. Okay, when they were buying this thing and putting them out in their silos and securing them for future, because this is commodity. It's called commodity futures and commodity trade. So this is their business, and you want to frustrate them. Meanwhile, you are not even making any effort for the farmers to go back and do more production so that these people can stock up. You are not. I'm sure by the time they sell what they have now, that silos is going to be empty because they are not going to be able to stock up because the farmers that produce are not producing. And the reason they are not producing is because of security challenges in the farm. They are killing farmers and collecting their lands, using cattle to graze on the farm products. And government cannot do anything about that. People who have spent time and energy to stock up goods because that is their business, yeah, they are the people you are harassing. They are the people that should patronize or compromise, and are the people that should bear the pain of bad government policies, bad governance, and just name it, government failures. The individual businesses are the people bearing the brunt. And you are happy to say that you seize them and you are mandating them to put it back in the market. And you are talking as if Mr. President has done Nigeria a very big favor. Is this a favor? Or rather, you are even punishing the traders. You are punishing the people that have their products. Is this a favor? You are politicizing it as if Mr. President loves the country so much. He doesn't want the food to be taken out of the country. Yes, close your border. That's fine. Okay? But don't force people to, they choose to sell what they want to sell. If you know, and in the first place, it is what you export. If you are able to produce enough to a point that you feed your people and you export, you even make more money. That becomes part of your GDP. But you cannot. You cannot. And the ones that have been able to preserve over time, you want to collect it from them. This is crazy, and this is why Ukraine saw us as people who are already failing, and they decided to donate grain and food stuff to us. And that is why people are still blasting Mr. Tinubu. Why are you doing all of this? What sense does all of this make? It doesn't make sense. Tackle the insecurity so that people can go back to farm. You cannot. You cannot. Isn't that a failure? It is. It is. Somebody saying a better decision and reliable order. Applauded. Nigeria go better. Okay. This one na them talk so. And some say they have seized your family members' goods. Now they should return it back to owners. Please, military should kick out this clueless, corrupt government. Exactly. Because they seized goods that belong to probably Buhari's family members in Katsina State. And that's why the presidency has said they should return them. This is another level of nepotism. I didn't even see this coming. And I think this makes a very big sense. Because all the ones they say they are seizing in the south, who are they returning to? The ones that are sharing in Lagos, why didn't they return them? They seized food items they imported in Lagos, and they didn't give you back to the owners to go into the market. But in Katsina State, they gave you back to the owners to put back in the market. What are you talking about here? That is favoritism in the north. What you do to the north, what you do to the south, you can't do it to the northern people. And you call yourself that you are playing a level ground for governance. This is crazy. Telling you the truth. This is absolutely crazy. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment on this.